Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is part 3, the continuation of IAM part 2. If you don't know what I'm referring to, check out part 2 in the AWS playlist to get a full insight of what we are teaching. Please subscribe, like the video, that motivates me to release more content, guys. Thanks, let's move on. So, on the previous video, we discussed what MFA is, which stands for multi-factor authentication. So for now, we're gonna move on to different ways to access AWS. So how can we access AWS? So we have 3 options actually. To access AWS, you have 3 options. It's either the AWS Management Console, it's protected by password and MFA. That's the method we've been using all along. There's also the AWS command line interface protected by access keys. And the third way is by using AWS Software Development Kit for code protected by access keys. So access keys are generated through the AWS console. Users manage their own access keys. Access keys are a secret, just like a password. Don't share them. So guys, we don't mess with access keys. You don't go around showing other people your access keys, because with your access keys, a user or just a random person can access your AWS account using those access keys. So never share your access keys. So we have an access key ID, which is equal to like a username, and we have the secret access key, which is like the password. So how does the access key look like? Please do not share them again. That's like the principle. Don't share your access keys ever. So this is how an access key looks like. So as you can see, there's a access key ID, which is like the username. Then we have the secret access key. We're gonna look at them in a minute. So the AWS CLI, it's like a tool that enables you to interact with AWS services using commands in your command line shell. So as you know, your command prompt, you can actually access AWS using your CLI, like your CMD on Windows. I don't know what it's called on macOS, but yeah. So direct access to public APIs of AWS services. Remember that everything you do on AWS is an API call. So that's what that means. You can develop scripts to manage your resources, alternative to using AWS Management Console. So the advantage of using a CLI is you can actually deploy services quicker than using the AWS Management Console. That's much more faster. As you can see here, we have an example that says AWS S3 CP stands for copy my file.txt to this particular bucket. So this S3 colon 2/CCP my bucket, that's a bucket whereby, for example, this user is uploading this my file.txt to that S3 bucket. As you can see, it says upload my file to S3. This is a particular bucket. Then AWS S3 ls S3. So ls just stands for list date. So he's listing what's in his or her S3 bucket. So as you can see here, it replied by saying 2021. This is like the date, and it shows you what's inside that S3 bucket. So for now, as you can see, there's this file, as you can see. So that's accessing AWS using the CLI. And we also have something we call the AWS SDK, the software development kit. So this is like using AWS plus code. So for the purposes of this video, we won't be using the SDK because we don't have like some code that we can use in order to use AWS SDK. But in a nutshell, AWS Software Development Kit, it's language specific APIs set of libraries enables you to access and manage AWS services in a programmable way. Embedded within your application, it supports software development kits like JavaScript, Python, PHP, .NET, Ruby, Java, Go, Node.js, C++. Mobile SDKs for mobile purposes is Android and iOS. An Internet of Things device SDKs embedded C or Dino. For example, AWS CLI is built on AWS SDK for Python. Yeah, so AWS, the CLI is actually built using the Python programming language. So it's actually a good thing for you guys to actually know Python, because this is like the most programmatic language that AWS uses the most actually. So before we go into rules, we're gonna demonstrate how to access the AWS CLI, or how to access AWS through the CLI. So I'm just gonna go back to the AWS Management Console. Remember that we created a user called Fred. So I'm gonna go to users, and so currently I have logged in using Fred's account. So I can go in here and actually let's go to security credential. So I'm gonna show you how to create an access key. Okay, so we're gonna go to the access key tabs. As you can see, currently we have one access key. So as you can see, this is the secret access key. Remember the username. So here, as you can see it on this particular access key, there's then like the name, the username. Okay, so for now what I want to do is I want to delete this particular access key. So remember guys, don't share your access keys, and it's always a good thing if you are not using an access key, you must actually get rid of it in order for if someone like logs in on your AWS account, or I don't know, if you are done using your access keys, make sure that if you are done, like you don't need them anymore, there's no reason to keep it around, just delete it, So for now we're gonna create a new access key. So it's gonna say access key best practices and alternatives. You see it says avoid using long-term credentials like access keys to improve your security. Consider the following use cases and alternatives. So for now, it asks you, why do you want to create this access key? So we want to use it for the command line interface. Then we're going to click on next. Okay, I'm going to confirm that I want to create this access key. Then click next. Then I'm going to give a brief description. So I'm just going to say CLI purposes. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and create this access key. So this is your access key, guys. As you can see, this is the access key, and this is the secret access key. So your username and password in short. So for now, I'm gonna come to my notepad. Actually, let me do this first. I'm gonna copy my access key, then go back to my notepad. So I'm just gonna temporarily save the access key in here. Then I'm gonna copy the secret access key. Don't worry guys, as you can see, this is the access key, but after this demo I'm gonna make sure that I delete this access key in order for if someone is planning something that is bad, tries to access my account, the access key will be invalid. So yeah, I'm gonna save them here. So that's how you actually create an access key, and if you are done, you can click on done. But one thing to keep in mind, if you click the done button, you can't access the access key anymore. Like you can't see this access key and the secret access key. So make sure that you save them somewhere before actually pressing the done button. So after you see continue without viewing or downloading, or you can actually download the access key using the as a CSV, but I'm just gonna click on continue. Then after, what I'm gonna do is go to my command prompt. Then I'm gonna make this a little big, and I'm gonna make a new tab. Then before I do anything else, I'm just gonna actually show you how to actually download the AWS CLI. So you can just on Google search for AWS CLI. Then you can just come in here and get started. Okay, let's just say AWS CLI, and I'm gonna see download, how to actually download the CLI. So it's gonna show you the steps here. It's not that difficult, guys, so you don't have to worry. It's just some steps, some simple easy steps. So it's gonna ask you which operating system you are using. So I'm currently using Windows, so I'm gonna click on the drop down. These are the steps to download when you are using the Windows operating system. If you're using macOS, you click on this one, and same applies as the Linux OS. So it's gonna say install update the AWS CLI. So these are the steps. You can click on this actually. Then it's gonna ask you to download the AWS CLI, and you're gonna follow the steps, guys. You see, these are the steps. So I've already downloaded the AWS CLI. So after following the steps, you can just come in here, and the command to check if the CLI is actually installed is you're gonna say AWS version. As you can see, we have the AWS CLI 2.24.7 Python. That's the command that shows you that we have the AWS CLI installed in your machine. So after this one, there's a specific command whereby I need to store my access key and my secret access key in order to access my AWS account. So the command is AWS configure. Click on that. It's gonna ask you for the AWS secret access key. So I'm gonna go back and copy this. Then I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna click enter, and I'm gonna go back and copy my secret access key. Then enter it there. It's gonna ask me about the region, so I'm gonna go with the default region, the US East one, and the output format, I want it to output the format as the YAML output format, so yeah. So to check if you are actually, like, as you can see, it didn't give me any errors, so that means that I have logged in as Fred successfully. So the other command I wanted to enter is to, remember that we give Fred full access to IAM. I hope you guys remember. So I'm gonna enter the command to view all the users inside my IAM account. So the command is AWS IAM list list users. So as you can see, I can actually view my users inside my AWS account. So we have a user called Fred, we have a user called Ikanyang Adams, we have a user called Musitohu. So those are the users inside my AWS account. Remember that Fred has full access to IAM, so I can actually view, create users, I can create groups and all those types of information. I can view it. So what I wanted to do now is I want to actually go back to my AWS account. So I'm gonna go back to my AWS account, then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna head back to access keys, then under actions I want to deactivate. So there are options, guys. If you deactivate this access key, it means it's inactive. It means if I go back to my command line, if I go back here, then try to actually type in the same command and click on enter, as you can see right now, it says an error occurred, invalid client token ID, because our access key now is invalid. We can't actually view the users because we have deactivated the access keys. The access key now it's invalid. You can, so basically right now I can access the AWS Management Console or the AWS account or Fred's account because the access key right now is invalid. So I hope you guys understand that part. So actually AWS offers its own like CLI inside our AWS Management Console. So if you want to access it, it's this button here. But what I wanted to do right now is I actually want to, let's go under actions, then I'm gonna activate again this access key. Then what I wanted to demonstrate is I want to actually show you that this is not ephemeral storage. So basically okay, let's do this. So right now the access key right now is active, as you can see on status. So I'm gonna head to this CloudShell. So basically this is the same thing as the CLI, guys. So here so unable to create the environment. This may be due to insufficient permission to create environments or because the environment no longer exists. To use CloudShell terminal, choose Open EU North. Okay, so I understand this part. This is because remember Fred has limited access, so Fred doesn't have access to the CloudShell. But basically this is the same, guys. But I'll make sure in the next upcoming video I also show you the CloudShell. And this video is actually becoming too long right now, so I just want to actually cut it here. Then we're gonna continue on the next video. I'll show you the CloudShell and make sure I'll give Fred full access, like administration access, because remember that this is just a demo. I'm trying to demonstrate you, I'm trying to show you how actually the AWS Management Console and all that, how it works, So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give Fred full access right now. So in the next upcoming video, I'm just gonna show you the CloudShell and show you that if I type the same command to list the users, I'll get the users inside this account. So guys, thank you for watching. I would like to end this video here and see you on the next one.